Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope all of you are doing good. So today in this video, I'll talk about the types of communication skill. In the previous video in session 1, I talked about the introduction of the communication. So first of all, we have to understand what is employability skills. So employability skills are those basic skills necessary for getting or keeping and doing well in any kind of job. These are the skills, knowledge, attitudes, or the action that enables workers to get along with their fellow workers and supervisors and to make sound critical decisions as well. So, some of the following skills are there. First one is the communication skill. This involves conceptual clarity and being well informed about facts, events, etc. Self management skills. These involve self confidence, persistence, resilience, patience, perceptiveness, and emotional regulation. ICT skills, these involve everyday usage of digital technology, including use of computer, mobile, phone, etc. Entrepreneurial skills, these involves an individual's ability to turn ideas into action. It also involves creativity, innovation, risk taking works. And the last one is the green skills. These involve ability needed to live in, develop, and support a society which aims to reduce the negative impact of human activity of the environment. So basically these five skills we will study in this subject of information technology. So these are very important skills. So in unit 1 we have to start with the communication skills. So before starting further with different forms of communication, first we have to understand what is sender receiver communication medium. So sender is the one who sent information or any data to the receiver, and the receiver is the one who received the information sent by the sender. So the medium through which sender and receiver are communicating is called the communication medium, and it is any medium like face to face interaction or over the call, over the email, etc. So let's begin with the types of communication. We have three types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, and visual. Verbal communication involves oral, spoken, written words. Non-verbal involves body movement, eye contact, posture, gesture, paralanguage, facial expression, space, touch, and the visual one involves object or parking sign or graphs, maps, drawings, or diagrams. So basically verbal communication is the sharing of information by using words, or verbal communication can also be refers to the form of communication in which message is transmitted verbally. Communication is done through word of mouth and writing. Objectives of every communication is to make people understand what we are trying to convey. In verbal communication, always remember, keep it short and simple. So, verbal is the sharing of information by using words. Verbal communication is important because if you do not use the right words, you will cause confusion and you will not be able to communicate what you want. So, here the types of verbal communication is given: oral or spoken communication. So, oral or spoken communication means the which involves that the message is transmitted verbally or through the speaking. Words are used and it is specifically talking to somebody. It take place face to face or one to one situation or when a speaker addresses an audience. Oral communication is the best choice for conveying large amounts of information, and this type of communication reduces the risk of misinterpreting the information. Next one is the written communication. It involves written or the typed words. So basically it is the most common and permanent form of communication being used in places like school, business, hospital, etc., and the information or the message can be transmitted via letter or the report or through the SMS, email, memo, notice board, bulletins, etc. So, for some of the examples of verbal or no, and sorry, some of the examples of oral and written communications are face to face interaction, telephonic conversation, and some of the examples of written are email, SMS, notice board, bulletin board, etc. So advantages of verbal communication is it is easy and quick. You can say what you want and to get a quick response. Also, it is an easier form of communication when you have to exchange the ideas, right? It is very normally that when you are talking someone through face to face, the communication is very easy and the quick one. You get the response in a seconds, right? But it has disadvantages also, since verbal communication depends on words. Sometimes the meanings become confusing and it is difficult to understand if the right words were not used. Let us suppose you are talking to someone and the one to whom you are talking is not able to tell you what exactly he or she wants to tell, right? Or sometimes it can happen that he or she can fake their words or sentences. So these are the disadvantages of verbal communication. Now next is the public speaking. Speaking in front of a large group makes most people nervous. We can use the 3 P's like prepare, practice, perform method to get over your fear or low confidence and become a confident and effective speaker. Sometimes it happens with some people that they lose the confidence when they are talking to a group of people, or they may have some fear. So for them they have to prepare on the basis of 3 P's. So these three methods are used to get over your fears and become a confident and effective speaker. First one is the prepare. Think about your topic first. Think about what your listeners need to know about the topic. Think about the best way to make your listeners understand your topic and write what you plan to say. Next P is the practice. Practice by yourself first. Talk in front of a mirror. Talk in front of your family and friends too, and ask them what they think is, and also ask them to speak clearly what they think. Speak what you want to say loudly and at the right speed, not too fast and not too slow. And the last P is the perform. Take a few deep breaths if you are feeling nervous. Think about what you have prepared and start speaking confidently. So, next is the non-verbal communication. It means to communicate your thoughts and feelings even without speaking a single word through your facial expressions, hand movements, body language, eye contact, etc. And this non verbal communication is more effective and have a more powerful impact on the person than the verbal communication, because it is said that action speaks louder than words. So you can fake your verbal communication but not your non-verbal one. For example, your words or your sentences can be faked, but your body posture, your eye contact, your body language, your feelings, your emotions cannot be faked. So non-verbal communication is more effective and powerful impact as compared to verbal communication. And we have different types of non-verbal communication here, like body language, eye contact, blinking, paralanguage, facial expression, posture, etc. So, non-verbal communication has three main elements, that is the appearance, body language, sound. So, by the appearance, we mean that we are having the speaker like cloth. We have to that the speaker who is going to deliver any speech. So, his or her appearance is very important, like clothing, like hairstyle, neatness, use of cosmetics, and the surroundings area is also to play an important role, like room size, lighting, decorations, furnishings, etc. Next important element of non-verbal communication is the body language. This include facial expression, gestures, postures, and how one stands is an important element of non-verbal communication. For example, leaning towards a speaker indicates intense interest. Frequently looking away from the speaker indicates disinterest or impatience. Arms should not be crossed as it shows you are angry when you are talking someone. Always have a gentle smile on your face. Always look into the eyes of the other person but do not stare. Do not fidget as it may distract the person, and keep your body erect, either standing or sitting. And the most important one is be properly dressed. So the last important element of non-verbal communication is the sound. This includes voice, tone, volume, speech, rate, etc. So we have non-verbal communication have some important roles. These are the repetition, contradiction, substitution, complementing, highlighting. So by the repetition we mean that it repeats and often strengthens the message you are making verbally. Contradiction means it can contradict the message you are trying to convey, thus indicating to your listener that you may not be telling the truth. Substitution is that it can substitute a verbal message to complementing, it may add or to complement your verbal message. Highlighting, it may underline a verbal message. Pounding the table, for example, can underline the importance of your message. So some of the types of non-verbal communication can be briefly explained. So first one is the body language and the gesture. Body language is an important tool to help you communicate with the people around you. Body language also considers the position, gestures, and the whole body movements that we use to share how we are feeling or what we are doing. Body language can convey meanings and messages too. The most important features of body languages are: it is a set of voluntary actions of our body parts. It involves movement, especially of the limbs and the head. It does not have any grammar. It has to be interpreted broadly by other people. So, common body language examples are arms, as I said earlier, also arms crossed across the chest, tapping your fingers, crossing your legs, pulling your ear, putting your head in your hands, sitting up straight, rubbing your eyes, standing with your hands clasped, being your back, etc. are not the good body language, and it can hamper the effective communication. So the next one is the facial expression. uh, Facial expression are also among the most universal form of body language. It conveys a person's fear, anger, sadness, and happiness. So in some cases our facial expression may reveal our true feelings about a particular situation. Let's suppose common example are facial expressions include happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, excitement, desire, contempt, etc. Eye contact. The eyes are frequently referred to as the window to the soul since they are capable of revealing a great deal about what a person is feeling or thinking. So, as you engage in conversation with another person, taking note of eye movement is a natural and important part of the communication process. Body posture is the bearing or the position of a speaker's body. It is a more or less stable state and does not be confused with the body gestures, which are movements. So, examples are as with all other elements of your speaking, verbal and non verbal, it takes practice that good posture should be natural and relaxed, not stiff and tensed. Appearance, our choice of color of our clothing or the hairstyle or other factors affecting appearance are also considered a means of non verbal communication. It affects the psychological reactions, judgments, and the interpretations. Personal space. People often refer to their need for personal space, which is also an important type of non-verbal communication. The amount of distance we need and the amount of space we perceive as belonging to us is influenced by a number of factors. Paralanguage is the tone of our voice, tempo, and the duration manner of speaking. So, speed and volume that makes a difference in the meaning of communication. Example, the pitch of your voice in speeches. By altering our tone and using gestures, we can enforce what we are saying and emphasize what we want our audiences to remember. So the importance of non-verbal communications are it makes our message stronger. So using the right gestures and postures help us to be professional at work. Using the right gestures while speaking makes our message more effective. Knowing non-verbal communication help us understand our audience's reaction and adjust our behavior or communication accordingly. If verbal messages are blocked by noise or distance, etc., we can use hand movements to exchange our messages. So, type of non-verbal communication we already discussed. So next one is the visual communication. As the name suggests, visual communication happens with the help of visual aids like presentations, illustrations, drawings, sign language, etc. Visual communication media was always used to support the written communication, but these days it is replacing the written communication completely. This has been possible partially due to development in technology. Here are some examples of visual communication, like showing the object being talked about or discussed. If possible, you should show the object you are discussing about to your audience. This helps them in experiencing what you are saying firsthand. Next one is the creating models. Again, you can create models of ideas or concept being discussed. It is not always essential that you do it yourself. You can get it done by someone else too. The model will help your audience in understanding the concept easily because theoretical concepts are always difficult to understand. Next is photographs. As mentioned earlier, a picture is always worth 1,000 words. If you can show your audience or the person with whom you are discussing an image related to what you are thinking about, this way you will be able to communicate your thoughts more effectively and quickly. And the last one is the maps. If you're talking about places, buildings, or any other traveling place, having maps is helpful in your daily life too. If you are visiting to some new place, you should have a map of the that place. With the advancement of technology, you have access to application like Google Maps that help you get detailed information and maps about the remotest places across the world. So visual can also be used to communicate a wide range of people with different backgrounds, right? Like we do not have to understand that language. That is the concept of localization. So with the help of visuals communication, it can involve the communication between different backgrounds people. Visuals are also useful when trying to condense information into a short time of period. It can attract and hold the attention of observers. So, visuals may be useful in presenting technical information to a non technical audience in a simple manner, and it can also save time in expressing difficult thoughts and ideas without lengthy explanation. So, some of the examples of visual communications we usually come across, like somewhere we see the stop symbol, stop sign. So, a stop sign interaction, you must stop. This has three different meanings: that you have to stop before the stop line, stop before the crosswalk line or sidewalk, stop before this point where two roads meet. So second symbol, one female and man one. Second one, if you are in public place and you may notice ladies and gents or male and female on the doors to distinguish between restrooms which are reserved for males and females respectively. A non-smoking or no smoking sign tell us that in a place it is a notice to say that smoking is prohibited in that place. Traffic signals. So traffic signal shows three lights: red for stop, yellow for wait or prepare to stop, and green for go. So this is all about for today's session. Hope you like all these topics. Thanks for watching.